I mean, it's a problem because now all the set. I don't even know how to set what the name of the description is and stuff. So this might look like podcast 1. Who knows?
Restart. Oh, the vacuum cleaner just started. Okay.
That is the most. Our office is the most impractical one to have.
A vacuum
I've
cleaner.
got
Vacuum cleaner.
We
my
just have
house is
cables and
so
everything on
annoying,
the
right?
floor.
Every single evening, the Alexa announces throughout my whole house, pick up everything off the floor because Dark Lord Vacuum is about to rise. And every evening, Larry goes, "You're lying. It is not going to run because I'm not picking stuff off the floor." And then that's the end of it.
Ridiculous.
There's like this war going. Alexa announces, Larry goes, "Nope, not gonna happen." And then the vacuum does not run.
We've been taken over by the bots, guys.
By the bots.
Okay, seems like we're all good. Everybody seems to be coming through. We are listed as podcast 7,
Hello.
even though we're podcast 8.
Oh,
It's a problem,
Has
guys.
there been
Hello,
8
podcast
already?
1.
That doesn't sound right. I
So
can
what?
maybe remember 3. There's no way we've done 8 already.
No, this is number 8.
No, that doesn't seem right. We've maybe done 3 together and that one random one of random sales guys. So 4 at maximum.
we need to have a
No.
10th episode party. Don't
I'm
forget.
sure.
Agreed. No one works that Thursday.
Why do you make me doubt myself, Ariel? I've got 8 scripts here. 8 scripts for 8 podcasts. It's crazy. By number 10, we'll generally get it right. That's usually how it goes. By the 10th one, that's when. No?
Hey Raymond, what's up?
So I'm trying to get all the everything is changed here. So I'm trying to make sure you get all the graphics. Everything looks
Grab the
different
latest
too.
copy of NAG magazine. If you haven't, we have this beauty.
Are we running out of?
This
I mean,
one.
yeah,
And
they're
the
becoming
OG.
collectibles. That is totally a collectible now. You can't get that
Yep.
one. That's crazy. Eh? Yep. So Cody,
Yep.
we did. Yep. So I mean, I don't know how many people have we got. What? Let's keep it for a bit later.
Yeah.
We do have
We
proof
have a
of the new
new
one that we can show you guys. So let's wait for some more people to join. But Cody, let's talk about you and your
Me-
choice
Really,
of
we
sports
never want
games.
to talk about Cody. You.
We thought we'd let him go first because Ariel always takes the spotlight.
Yeah, true. Okay, we'll start
Um,
with the bad and go to the good.
The conversation we had a couple of days ago about rugby, the game that you've reviewed on nag.co.za, sparked a couple of, I'm looking for the tab now, some memories of some games I used to. There were a couple of really good rugby games at one point, I remember, over the years, but it doesn't seem like there were any time recently. I mean, the one I remember was called World Class Rugby from 91. Now, what made this game so cool is,
It's
I
the
would
fact that
recommend.
it was a game in 91.
Yeah, that too. There was one of like 3 games, but it had all the strategy with one. So before line out, you can choose your play, right, and then it would execute it, and you'd have some control over it, some limited control over it. But it felt we used to play a lot of it. It just felt like a good game. Everything after that felt clunky and not because rugby is a flowing game. But in a rugby game, video games, it never feels like it's a flowing game.
No. So, I mean, I also have a very distinct memory being in high school, chilling in my mate's garage, and we were sharing, you know, when you still had to share keyboards to play games together. So we're sharing the keyboard, playing rugby, high school, so 2004 probably. And I just remember, I have this memory, I'm busy scoring a try. I'm screaming my lungs out so loud that my brother's trying to pop a wheelie on a wheelchair in the background. He gets a fright and bails and knocks his head on the vacuum cleaner. It's like the most chaotic memory I have, but it was good rugby. That's what I remember. And now, 20 odd years later, we have worse rugby. It's exactly as you said. It's just clunky and like it doesn't flow. Rugby, the ball needs to pass well, and it just nothing feels like that. It's terrible.
Look, I think you can say it broadly about so many new games these days. Why do some older games just feel like they played better or looked better?
Yeah, I
It
don't
shouldn't
know.
be that
Was it
difficult.
our imagination?
I think it's a budget. Well, it couldn't be a budget thing, but it could be a budget thing too. I mean, this isn't really the pinnacle of gaming, right? There's not that. I think the budget going into them isn't that big compared to other AAA titles, for example.
Yeah, probably not. But it just, I don't know, because nothing of this game is good. And okay, you can customize everything. So like I said in the review, if you feel like playing the Sims Rugby Edition, then you can get this team. That's cool. You can make your own kit. You can design stadiums. You can design players. That's cool. And that's pretty much where it ends. From there on out, like, it's just not good. Don't do it.
But I will say, like, honestly, sports games in general, like you guys aren't wrong, are just really bad, most of them. And even when they try and give it like a nerdy skin, like that Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, it was truly awful. It was painful. And it is weird because I still remember Final Fantasy X, you could play blitzball in it, which is basically underwater soccer. And that was amazing. That was
like a
honestly,
side thing.
it was just like a side thing, and it was riveting, right? It was smooth, it was responsive, it was action packed. You could create your roster of players, you could bet like fantasy football. It was great. It was so
awesome.
Engaging. And most sports games now truly just suck. Like, I'm not the target demographic for sports games, but Larry used to really enjoy it as like party type games. So you have it, your friends come over, we can all play, we can have a good time. And none of them are good enough for that. I cannot imagine subjecting my non-gamer friends to Rugby 25. They just suck.
Terrible.
And that's sad because, I mean, I remember a couple of years ago, me and a friend, an old friend who's not a gamer, I have my Xbox, I've got a couple of sports games on there, great. And we were looking for some sports games to play because, generally speaking, if you're not a video gamer, sports gaming is quite easy to also just get into. You understand the rules, just getting to know the... And I think you guys are going to agree with me. We'll always default to FIFA soccer, but when it was still called FIFA, because those games seem to play phenomenally well, right? Anybody can pick it up and there's, you can have your level set to easy enough so you can pass and get the ball and dribble and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can see, I mean, besides the sport being such a massive sport around the world, the game itself is fun. I always used to find it a lot of fun, even if I don't watch soccer.
Yeah.
The game is immersive. The crowd audience, the commentators at one point, I don't know how good it is now, but the commentating was always on point and they would mock you if you did some stupid moves and stuff. It was really good.
And it flows. Like the player, when you initiate sprinting, like you can feel that he initiates a sprint. And when you like pull back and when you dribble, like everything feels smooth in a soccer game. Like even EAFC, like it feels like the real thing. In rugby, it doesn't feel that. It feels janky. The commentators are terrible. They say the same thing every single time. If you kick the ball into touch on purpose, like because you're going for the line out, the commentator says, "Oh, what a stupid kick. Oh, he failed the kick." And then it's your line out anyway. And it's just it's all over the place. And it's so... I mean, there's one point the commentator, he's like, "Oh, Frank, tell us what it's like down at the stadium." And he's like, "Well, Adam, because the home team is winning, everyone's having a great time." And then Adam goes, "Thanks, Frank. Good insight." And I'm like, I don't even...
That was the worst.
Why did you even say that? It makes no sense. It's bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, it's like sports games also haven't evolved over times. That's the other thing I don't understand. Because we've got so much crazy technology now. And even if you go have a look at the more like AR/VR sports titles, like the Wii tennis and all of that, it evolved up to a point. And you were like, "Oh, this is great." And then they just stopped. If you
Yeah.
play an AR sports game now versus when they first debuted like 15 years ago, it's exactly the same game that you're getting. I mean, Rugby 25 is essentially the same as it was 10 years ago. Like, I don't understand why there hasn't been an evolution to make it feel more engaging, to make it feel more immersive. It's like a definition of we made it once, people were okay with it, let's never change it.
But then the problem is we're not even getting a good game off the back of what you're
Yeah.
saying. So if I look at some of the best FIFAs I've played, I would be happy. I guess if you played all the time, it wouldn't be, where's the money coming from? But the licensing obviously is one thing. But keep what is good in it. If its commentary is good, obviously keep that level. So, okay, guys, we need 10,000 sound samples from the commentator we like. We can license that, and then we can put it into this. So it doesn't have to be the same person, right? Same with, I guess, the gameplay can improve somewhat, but it feels like it's a de-evolution rather than an improvement. And you're right. I mean, the Wii sports games, I mean, they are still sought after. I know of a lot of people who still play it, myself included. A lot of old age homes, it's huge. Nintendo has been very big in that with mobile, with movement games in that sphere, because they're simple games that anybody can play. Why did we lose that?
Why?
Why? Big Mac Daddy says, I agree with Raymond on a previous comment. The WWE games are fantastic because WWE is basically a power fantasy and it's silly in its own right, but works fantastic in its rules and character. I actually saw some really nice gameplay footage of WWE game, and it made me want to go back and play it.
Yeah,
So maybe that's going to be our
winner.
our segue back into sports games. Take people down.
Fighting. I remember playing WWE back in the day, and it was good then. And I mean, I haven't played for a while, but I've seen footage as well, and it still looks good. But then again, it's fluid. Like when you're doing a suplex and everything, it flows well. It doesn't feel like walk, spin. It's not janky. It works well, and I don't know why they can't put that effort into other games besides.
Do you think rugby is more complex in the movements and reactions of players? Maybe that's something AI could address.
I don't know how it's more complex than the soccer. I mean, soccer, you're busy, you're pushing and pulling and passing everywhere. In rugby, you have to stay behind the line. Surely the AI can figure out how to stand in a line more than they can in soccer.
Good point. No, very good point. Maybe rugby is just it is one of the biggest sports in the world, especially in this part of the globe. Maybe it's the reality, it's just the games don't sell and this investment isn't there to make it decent. Although if you look at historically, we've had some good games. I think people always are trying to reinvent it and make it something else and kind of break the formula. Another game that I've been looking for.
Hire Russie.
Maybe, get the Springboks involved there. Just put AI trackers on all of their games and then turn that into motion simulation. AI can probably do it. Grok and ChatGPT can probably do it in a few minutes.
Yeah, a few minutes.
Let's try. Imagine you can develop a better game than these big companies probably can.
Challenge accepted.
Probably can. We should talk about another challenge we have got coming up, guys. But just to wrap up the sports chat, because I'm sure Ariel is loving this conversation. Is basketball. Basketball is one of those games that I've always loved as a video game, because it did back in the day lend itself to really good gameplay. And I've played a few of the last few years, and I think there's been one or two that's been fine. But again, nothing that felt as fluid. And I could be wrong. There could be a game out there that is good. But basketball is one of those things that's fun to play with anybody. It's like FIFA. It's like soccer. If you're a fan of the sport, you can pick up the game quite easily, and then casual gaming for the win.
And
well, on that beautiful note,
me and Cody have used
like
up all of our sports references. We're out.
Yes.
Okay,
done. You guys are done.
We're done. We have nothing more. You have tapped our last sports knowledge.
Golf. I remember golf was also quite good, but I mean, how much of a video game is golfing?
Golf game. There are so many really fun golf games.
And they are good. They're good to play.
Golf
But
is
like-
easy because you just put weather on a ball. Like,
100%. But for indie world has most gone crazy
oh
with
yeah,
golf.
putt-putts
You
and
get
everything.
RPG golf games. You get rogue-like golf games. Like, if you can think of that and pinball. You get so many pinball mechanic and golf mechanic games. That is something that just works.
I think now that you've reminded me of a couple of things here. One of the pinnacle sports games I remember was Fight Night. I think it was the first one, and then the third one again. But Fight Night, the boxing game that was big on Xbox.
Boxing games are great.
20 years ago. But that was again one of those games. Anybody that I remember, we could pick it up and play it, and it was the best fun. I miss those days. Why can't we have that for sports games anymore? Anyway, let's not digress.
Okay.
I don't think you guys care enough about sports games. But talking about a different sport, what do you guys think about the challenge? This week's challenge that I've thrown out. So for those of you listening, I've challenged the team to find a video game under $50 to play and enjoy. A good game. No, Ariel, we'll get to that now. You've got like 75,000 wish list items. So the challenge is for the week for the team this week is find a video game under $50 on Steam that you haven't played, or well, you could have played it, but you haven't bought it before, so it shouldn't be in your library. And I started looking, and there's even on special, which is eligible for this competition. There's a lot of good games under $50. I was blown away. I've got like 3 that I'm pondering. But Ariel, you have them listed up, ready to go at any time. How did you come up with? Don't say anything about the game, but how did you come up with your suggestion?
Okay, well, I locked in and had my game purchased in 0.3 seconds because I was like, I'm not having none of these assholes steal my favorite game from under me.
You want to secure it. Look, you do have some good gems, yeah.
My wish list is vast, so it's 666 games, which I find amusing. But literally, you were like 50 Rand under. I went into my wish list. I was like, arranged by price. I went past all the free ones, and the first one, I was like, you, this is your moment to shine. I have looked at you and pondered you for so long, and pulling the plug, getting
now's the time.
That's a good find, Ariel. I don't know how you spotted that, or I look at a lot of Steam lists. I just look at the, like you browse the library, you browse Netflix's movie library for 20 minutes instead of watching it. Same with game lists for me. So I'm always looking at, what do I want to buy? Is it a deal? Should I? And then I just don't buy all of it.
I do that, but
where do you find them? Oh, okay.
My Steam library is literally, no jokes, like 2,800 and something, right, Codes?
Yeah.
Is that what the library is sitting at?
Yeah.
So literally, that is my thing. I mean, during the day, I'm looking up games. During the evenings, I'm looking up games. All of my friends are gamers, so every time we talk, we're talking about games.
Big Mate Daddy says Left 4 Dead was 13 Rand on Steam. I saw that. It was crazy. I do have it though. I'm sure I do. Yeah, that's
we've all played it.
That was a good game. Yeah.
It doesn't count for the rules.
I feel sorry for Cody because he's on our family library, which means there's 2,800 games that are not eligible for him because it's already in the library.
Technically, it's not his Steam account, right? If he didn't buy it, I don't know. I'm just on the erring on the side of. Can you buy a game if you got it on the library?
No.
Yeah, you can.
No.
You can have multiple.
Oh yes,
copies.
I can, but it will say included in library already underneath it. Yeah. No, I abided by the rules.
Abid.
And I abid by the rules. That sounds the worst of all of them. I abid by the rules and found. I've also got a couple, so we'll see. A couple.
Don't. We'll talk about it in our podcast next week. But I'm firstly interested to compare who finds what. Especially with the sale, because there's good games for under $50. That's maybe old, but the sale ones is where the magic of this challenge lies. Can you find that one, or does one come along late enough for you to say this is the one I'm going to choose?
I mean, I was going through, and there was a game that's regular price is $1,200 and it's on sale for
Yes.
75 Rand. I was like, that is a Black Friday sale. Why don't we have sales?
Well, we
like
can
that
talk about
for
which one is it, Civilization? Because I see that one always for like next to nothing.
No, it wasn't Civilization. I'll find it again for next week. But
What? No, but you can say what it is. I mean, we're not.
I
We're just
don't
hiding what
remember.
games.
He
we-
doesn't remember.
Oh,
I
you
don't
actually
remember.
don't remember.
Don't
Yeah.
you see that blank deer in the headlights look? He has fear in his heart now.
I just saw it was above $50, so I was like, cool, next.
I'll
But I just
tell you.
99%
I will
discount.
say,
And
I love those. I will say a lot of the Lego games on special, and there's
Yeah.
some ones that I've had on my wish list for a while that looks like a lot of fun. I mean, they're not things that are going to keep you busy for 200 hours, but if you have kids or you're just young at heart, I think they could be a lot of fun. Even just, I mean, how good are the Lego games themselves? Where you basically play the movie plot and you just kind of
oh, they're so
have
good.
fun along. You know, it's
Yeah. I always
But I
enjoy
mean,
the Lego
Jedi
games.
Fallen Order is down to 58 Rand.
that's not bad.
8 Rand
Yeah.
more, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just
still
out of
for a
it.
really great game.
Don't worry, we'll have more challenges, guys. This will become a regular thing with various games and various budgets. But
Listeners,
That's
feel
where I
free
think it's
to
gonna be
join in and tell us what you think next week.
oh yeah, maybe what we
I
can do
wonder
is
if
we
anyone
can.
will pick the same game as us.
That's a good point. Yeah, what would you choose for under 50? Have a look at Steam. Obviously, it'll change day by day if the specials end, but have a look at it. There's some incredible specials, and I think if you're going for 50 Rand or under, there's definitely going to be one thing. I will bet money on that everybody can find one thing that would be right up there, alley. Winner, chicken dinner. I've been playing Wreckfest 2, not much. I probably played an hour or so. It's on early
That's
access.
nothing. That's basically you open
No,
up
that's-
the game and you let the shaders load.
Well, it's maybe that took about half an hour, but it's just like a demo, really. So it's not the full game. It's early access. You have to pay for it, but it's not a free demo. But they're obviously building. I think it's like the Seto Corsa Evo thing, where they kind of, even the trailer, they want the feedback and stuff from people. But Wreckfest 1, even I have to say, Wreckfest 1 on mobile on Android. Wow.
Banger.
It's a banger because it's the same game, but you have all that physics and that chaos on your mobile. It's really a lot of fun. But yeah, I still.
remember. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say I
Reminisce.
remember PlayStation 2 days. It was called Destruction Derby before
Yes.
Wreckfest became a thing. And my favorite one is literally the circle map, and everyone starts on the outside like this, and the goal is to just knock everyone out, and it's last car standing wins. That was, and you don't get to
The
upgrade your
best.
car. You can't put
It's done.
extra stuff on. You just go and smash the crap out of everybody. It was such a good party game. It was so much fun.
So
I hope
Wreckfest at the
Wreckfest
moment
is like that.
so the versions you can play now in early access is kind of that. I haven't been able to destroy a car completely. So I think that you can damage it and it'll still run. And I mean, there's a couple of modes, couple of maps, but it's still. But I'm sure the career mode type of thing would have, you're going to have to
Complete
pay for that bad boy. But yeah, those Demolition Derby type games, a lot of fun. Carmageddon, not that it's a
Ooh.
Demolition Derby game, but that was another fun race where you destroy your car ridiculously.
Loads of fun. I remember the first. Now I can't even remember the name. I just said I remember and then I forgot. But there was one racing game where they took damage too far, and if you wrecked your car, you just didn't have enough money to fix it, and then you could never win a race to win money to fix it. And you had to start the game.
It's like a roguelike, isn't it? You just basically
it was
give
okay,
up.
roguelike racing. I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, that's how it
That's
was.
based.
Yeah, and as I was going through, there's a couple of good racing games that impresses me more. Old racing games that still impress me more than the old ones. So I mean, again, we've got this beautiful problem of there's too many games to play. So get to work, guys. We have a lot of reviews to cover, a lot of games to cover this year. The challenge. We were talking about the challenge, 50 Rand. So next week we will talk about, we'll publish the reviews. We'll do some video on it as well, but we're going to chat about, we'll use the podcast to reveal our impressions, findings. And then we'll do a little vote and see with our massive audience of 10,000 viewers. Who votes for what, and see what the viewers like. But also, anybody out there, please do join along if you can. Maybe we should open it up and like pick a couple of people next time we do it, and say, okay, cool, we'll cover you $50 a game. See what you can find. Let's do something on that.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Are we looking for time? We've got 5 minutes, guys.
5 minutes. Now we can
Big
talk about
5
Ariel's
minutes?
stuff.
No. I think we can turn the spotlight back to Cody and let him show us why he's sitting in the office and not recording from his house today.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to.
You can be very secretive, but guys, what we have in our hands is the first proof. Yeah, that's all that you had to show. If you're watching the stream or the recording right now before the 9th of April, this is what the magazine looks like before we kind of print. So the printers send us you can tease it a bit there. The printers send us a copied version or a printed version of the magazine as it would look, so we can give it some final checks. And of course, you won't see the whole thing because we're doing some funky things with the cover, so you won't see the whole. Show some more, man. You're like really teasing a weird.
I have no idea how much teasing I'm allowed to do.
Ooh, what was that? Okay, give us one. Give us
You
one.
are awful at this, Cody.
Give us one view like that for at least a second.
Yeah, look, let me demo it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go 1, 2, over.
That was 2 seconds. I was allowed 1 second. Okay, 1 second. 1. Did you see that?
Nice, yeah, that was cool. That was all we wanted. Just enough for the imagination to run a bit wild. So yeah, that's it. We're very proud of it, guys. I'm sure the team are very proud of it. Hidden badges again, lots of prizes again. But flip, what a beautiful place to be to publish a gaming magazine with beautiful art, beautiful stories.
That's a great magazine.
We also spoke about, this is what we can do in closing. Maybe we should leave this for parting thought. We should have an award, like a diamond award or something special for somebody who has played. So each magazine that we bring out, right, we cover 100 games. Somebody that can go, I've played these 100 games that you have shown me in this magazine. How many people do you think there would be? Of the games.
Gone and played the games we recommend.
Yeah, well, or they have played it before, where they've played each of the games that's been featured in the magazine, because it's a broad spectrum of gaming, right?
Oh yeah.
Most gamers won't flip between the scopes that we cover, but that'll be quite cool to see. So maybe we'll.
We could have like a leaderboard, and you can just tick if you've played the game, and then you get like ranked.
Sorry, why would Len be phoning me? If he knows we're on a podcast.
He used to do that with me and Cody under the table every week. Every week.
So let me just do a. Sorry, Len, we are live on a podcast, and I'm having to record this voice note to you because I can't be rude and type on my phone. And also, your phone call interrupted the whole show, so we're gonna have to call it there. Chat you later. Big Mac Daddy says he's got a checklist from 100 games on a 2023 annual, and I think he's got 17 left on that one. He's keen to finish it off. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool. So let us know, Big Mac. Maybe we'll do some content on that.
Out of all the games we've recommended since the first 2023 annual to now, I own every single one of those games.
Have you played every single one?
Just not the mobile games. Let me just say. But if the mobile games have PC versions, I own the PC versions.
Okay.
I've played every single game in my Steam.
But Ariel, you're the professional here. We're talking about the average Joes on the street. So you are kind of on a different level to all of us. Like gaming monarchy, not royalty.
Royalty, monarchy.
Yes, I agree. Royalty.
Well, but I mean, that's why we got you around, Ariel, because you do got the insights that we don't have. But for the average Joe out there, like Mr. Big Mac Daddy, who's just a gamer and he's got a full-time job and everything else, you know.
He He's played almost all of those on that list.
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
shows
exactly.
real commitment.
That's
He's not being paid
impressive.
for it. He's not being paid for it. That's not his job. That's pure.
I'm just saying, I feel like most people who play games have played most of our games, for sure. I
Well.
don't even doubt it.
Let's make a list and see.
Okay, guys.
I have a lot of faith
Cody.
in our readers and their like gaming habits.
Sorry, I missed that. I got another phone call coming in. No, Cody, there's somebody at the gate to probably pick up that device you've got there. So-
Okay, time to call it.
Yeah, time to call it. Len phoned me probably for the same reason because he got buzzed. This is what it's like at NAG. If something affects everything. Okay, there's Cody. Cody gonna go. Thanks, guys. We'll chat again. It was a bit of an off the rails show this week, but we will be back next week with some more precise content.
And hopefully one of us isn't in Cape Town. All of us are in our offices.
It's been quite crazy, but that makes for interesting content, I guess, right? This is really what happens at NAG. That's why things are always manic, because it's not just a sit down and do writing and playing games. There's more to it. But thank you, everybody, for watching. Raymond, Big Mac Daddy, Atomic, thank you guys for your messages. Really appreciate it. You, the loyal fans every week. And yeah, maybe we should have you guys on at some point as well. Get your input from games you play.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, we'll share some links. I think we've lost Cody already. Cody, are you going to go? Are you going to say goodbye? Should we just leave? Should we just
He's
go?
gone,
And
yes.
then...
We should leave, but we should leave Cody running. So when he comes back, it's just him.
Yes, that's a
we're
good
just
idea.
gone.
I'll go into producer mode and just kind of leave him and just make sure he's. That's funny. Let's do it. All right. Cheers, Ariel. Have a good one. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
See you. Cheers.